What would happen if multiple universes collided?
There's a theory, and it's actually someone I've met several times. Neil Turok, he's one of the physicists who works on this. He's a cosmologist. He's now in Canada at the Perimeter Institute. And he talks about the fact that there may be extra dimensions in the universe. So we could think of not just imagine that you can't picture 4 or 5 or 6 dimensions. So imagine that we're just living on a sheet of paper, let's say. Then there are theories where here's our universe floating around, and there can be another universe floating around in a big room like this. So there are more spatial dimensions, and we're just on a sheet floating around in this bigger multiverse. And then you can ask the question, well, what happens when they collide together? And one of the theories about what caused the Big Bang is that actually what it was 2 of these sheets, or branes they're called, colliding together after membranes, not brains in the head, but brain. So they collide together and separate. And when they collide together, they heat themselves up, and you get something that looks like a Big Bang on that sheet of space and time, if you like. So that's another different theory for what happened before the Big Bang. It's that the universe may have been around forever with all these sheets of different universes, if you like, floating around, and they could sometimes bump into each other.
Sounds quite wonderful.
Yeah. And the wonderful thing is that we're making measurements now. I should say that the experimental basis for all this is something called the cosmic microwave background radiation, or the CMB. So we can look up into the sky and we can see the oldest light in the universe. It was released at 380,000 years after the Big Bang. It's when the universe cooled down sufficiently for atoms to form. And at that point, the universe became transparent, and that light has been travelling through the universe ever since. And we have a satellite up at the moment called Planck. It's a European satellite that's been taking detailed pictures of this light. And in that light, it's like a baby picture of the universe, like a baby scan of the universe in a sense. And so you can look to the universe as it was in its very earliest days and see different structures and different properties of that light. And they give you the clue as to what happened right back at the beginning of time, the beginning of the universe. And that's where these theories are getting their experimental support.